All right, let's start by gathering our materials. First things first, we'll need our fabric. Then we'll need some fabric weights, pens, fabric scissors, paper, a writing utensil, matching thread, and a ruler. Pause the video here to screenshot or write down all the supplies needed for the project. Don't worry, I've listed the supplies in a description box. Let's get started with making the pattern. Your pattern dimensions for the bag are 10 inches long and 9 inches wide. And the strap or string of the bag is 12 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. If you have pattern paper, you can use that, but if not, printer paper will work just fine. I had to tape some paper pieces together to get the proper dimensions. Here, I'm just marking the pattern with some details, like the name of the piece, where to cut, how many to cut, and also adding the measurements for the future. Now it's time to make and cut the strap pattern piece. Want to follow the same rules for the bag and add the details to the strap, like the measurements. It's time to cut our pieces out on the fabric. Before cutting out the fabric, we want to iron out all of the wrinkles. Fold the fabric in half, then lay the bag pattern on the fold. Use the fabric weights to hold down the fabric, then cut out the pieces. A rotary cutter can be used for this also. I prefer using scissors, but whatever works and makes you feel comfortable. Follow the same steps for cutting out the strap. Make sure it's on the fold of the fabric. Once the pieces are cut out, you want to take the bag piece and open it up and create a narrow hem on the long edge of the fabric. This is only done on one side of the fabric. You can pin the narrow hem like I did, or you can use a rolled hem foot. You can also press it down. Now you want to take your narrow hem to the machine and stitch it using a straight stitch. Don't forget to backstitch. Next, fold the fabric in half with right sides together and the short edge of the fabric together. You want to measure 2 inches down from the top of the short edges. Hold in place using a pin. Place a pin where you've marked the 2 inch from the top of the short edges, and you want to stitch from that 2 inch mark all the way down that side seam. It's time to work on the other long edge. Sew from the short edge down the side seam using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, making sure to not leave a gap like we did on the other side. Trim about 1/4 inch from the seam allowance to get rid of that excess fabric. You can either take the raw edge to a serger for a more professional finish, or finish the edge with a zigzag stitch. I opted for a zigzag stitch to save some time since this is just for my personal use. Now it's time to work on the opening of the bag. You want to take the opening of the bag and turn down about 1 inch. You want to use pins to hold that 1 inch fabric down, and you want to do that all around the opening of the bag. Then you want to take this opening to the machine and stitch all the way around close to the edge, creating a channel where your strap/string will go through. And this is what it should look like after you take it to the machine. Next, we want to work on the strap. Fold the edges inward on both sides about 1/4 of an inch. You can either press the fold into place or use pins like I did. And this is what you should have after you fold the edges inward. Next, you want to fold the strap in half, making sure that the raw edges are tucked. I use pins again for this, just to stabilize the fabric a little bit more because it is pretty slippery. Next, you want to stitch the edge down and press. And you should end up with a strap that looks like this. Use a safety pin to fish the strap through the channel. Once you have your strap through the channel, you can either tie the ends in a knot or sew the ends together. And there you have it, a drawstring bag or dust bag for your personal use. This is a simple and beginner-friendly sewing project. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and share. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to check out more of our sewing videos on our channel. Thanks for watching.